I'm Drew Shannon.
Welcome to another edition of The Ride Home with John and Kathy, live from the Salem-Pittsburgh studios. And now here are your hosts, John Hall and Kathy Emmons.
Hey now, congratulations. Welcome. We've made it through this week. Friday is upon us. Kath, good to see you as well.
I'm
Happy
super
Friday
excited about it.
for the weekend.
Yep.
Weather-wise, not too bad.
It's so cool. It's been so nice.
Lovely.
We're so lucky.
A little bit of rain in the forecast tomorrow,
Fine.
just a little bit.
Who cares?
But very nice temperatures. And then next week, it's going to heat up
Is it?
in the 90s.
Really?
Just for a few days.
Okay.
Yeah, but all things considered,
It's not bad at
it's
all.
June. It's very nice
It's
June.
not bad at all. And a huge weekend in Pittsburgh coming up.
What's going on?
What's not going on?
Really?
You weren't paying attention to what was happening in Pittsburgh this weekend. There are a couple options if you want to go see some things.
For sure, yeah. Hey, it's 5 minutes past the 4 o'clock
It
hour.
sure is, and it's about time for me to tell you.
Tell us.
Your weekend has begun.
Fabulous. Oh, yes. Oh, the guy's got the whoops. Listen, what's going on there, man? Huh?
He feels that way once a week.
Yes, he does.
Twice a week,
5
actually.
minutes past 4 o'clock. He does. Sometimes at 5 o'clock as well.
Sure.
Carrying it over. You went out last night?
I did, but I'm going to talk about that at 5 o'clock, John.
Okay, all right. Not now.
Yeah, going to talk about the my review of the Jersey Boys that I saw last night at CLO.
Little theater critic there.
Yeah, little Benedum Center. I haven't been there since before COVID. Boy, was it nice to be in a theater.
You think?
It's the first time I've been in a theater.
How about just being downtown?
I mean, listen, the people at the Benedum were so wonderful. They were so friendly. Hey, we're happy you're here.
Yeah, of course they are.
And of course, it was mandatory masks.
Everybody.
But they were so nice about it. They were handing out masks. If you don't worry about it, honey. Come on over here. We'll get you a mask. I mean, everybody was on their absolute best behavior. Excellent. It was really great.
How was the house? Full.
It had to be a sellout.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good news.
Yeah, it was real. It has been a long time.
To go see some live theater.
I loved it.
Just being a crowd.
I
Excellent.
really, really loved it.
Fabulous.
There's nothing like a live show.
No, of course not.
Movies are so great. Isn't streaming fun? Yeah, Apple Music or your CD or your radio. There is nothing like a live performance.
They're creating it right in front of you.
It's just such a treat to be a part of it.
It is. Yep.
Such a treat to be
Very
a part
nice.
of it.
Hey, are you a fan of the opinion page in the papers? You do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's going away, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. That's coming up today at... Wait, where is that? At 4:10.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about it. Yeah. What happens when the reporting becomes opinion, right? And so kind of the whole thing is opinion.
Yeah.
And so then they actually decide that opinion has to go because there's
Right.
too much of it.
Yeah. All right, very nice. Just kind of checking in on
Also,
that as
in
well.
the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking about birding because you love birds, and I feel like I should love birds.
Yeah. I mean, birding's easy to
I
love.
found out our good friend Ralph loves birds. I feel like
he's
I
a
need-
birder. Ralph
yeah,
is.
he's
Okay,
a
good.
birder. so
And
we'll talk about
I see Doug Burch is with us next.
he is.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
That was in the...
That's a nice surprise.
yeah, he's going to talk about God's kingdom through surrendering our agendas.
All right, great. Also
All right.
coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, do animals dream?
Do they? I think they do.
I see my cats. They have like little kitten
My
dreams.
dog used to do it all the time.
Okay, I feel like
Running
they-
through wild through the
All right.
house. All right, that's a big deal.
No,
Big
before-
show. Oh, here I am. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
hitting this.
I feel like
I'm
we-
ready to go. Sorry.
Yeah,
there.
I feel like we kind of have something important to do.
Okay, yeah, news stories, right?
Yeah.
Top 4 at 4. Without any further ado, Kath, please give us the top 4 at 4. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I hit that. That's me. There we go. Thank you.
It's the button.
I'm just in a big hurry.
I know,
Keep
it's
going.
so exciting. Friday, June 10th, John, that's what it is. This is the top 4 at 4. This is something we do at the beginning of the show.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's number
I
one.
missed it.
Last night's hearing of the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol covered all sorts of info, but one sentence from Representative Liz Cheney's opening statement provided a concise summary, according to the dispatch, and I agree with them. Quote, the attack on our Capitol was not a spontaneous riot. Committee Chairman Representative Benny Thompson and Liz Cheney, the Vice Chair, guided viewers through all sorts of multimedia presentations, witness testimony, which went on for 2 hours. It it was in prime time. After the opening statements, the committee played a 10-minute video, which was pretty unforgettable, John. Yep. Drew on footage from documentary filmmakers and witnesses in the hearing. It was a lot. You watch?
I did watch.
Yep, I did too. I didn't watch it last night. I watched it today. You can watch it on YouTube if you missed last night like I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number one. Number two.
Thank you.
More details about a California man who was charged with the attempted murder of a U.S. Supreme Court justice for allegedly making threats against Justice Brett Kavanaugh, showing up near his Maryland home armed. The suspect apparently was angry over the recent mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. So somehow he was mad about that, and also mad about the leaked draft of the Supreme Court's decision impacting Roe v. Wade.
He's not a well man.
No. He's 26 years old, allegedly spotted by 2 U.S. Marshals wearing black clothes, carrying a backpack, getting out of a cab in front of Kavanaugh's house at 1:05 a.m. Wednesday with Glock, ammunition, pepper spray, zip ties, etc. The suspect then allegedly called Montgomery County Emergency Communications to say he wanted to kill a Supreme Court justice, according to the affidavit. So 2 things based on these first 2 items that I think would be helpful. I think it'd be helpful if, according to number 1, if more Republicans were angry about what happened on January 6th. And I'd like to see more Democrats really hacked off about an attempt on the Supreme Court justice's life.
And funding.
I mean, it's
right. Security funding for that.
Both things are so important to today, and it's really, it's not good for any of us or our country to think that our side is the right side and can't do anything wrong.
Well, that's the dirty world of politics, is it not?
Number 3, the Biden administration will soon eliminate the requirement that U.S.-bound air travelers present a negative COVID test before departure. It's going to make things a lot easier. The elimination of the CDC requirement will go into effect Sunday, June 12th.
Excellent.
Yep. The officials stressed that the requirement could be reinstated if necessary. My daughter just flew to Italy, and it is a real hassle to do that, to get all the results and everything and be able to present.
I'm sure.
It just adds a lot of stress to your already stressful thing.
Well, it'd be nice to get on a plane and just travel.
Yeah, sure would be.
Here we go.
Sure would be. Anyway, the CDC is still recommending COVID-19 testing before any kind of air travel. And number 4, John, this is a weird food story. Okay, we had weird animal stories. This is food. 2 people rescued after they somehow fell into a partially filled tank of chocolate while doing maintenance work at the Mars Wrigley plant in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. And that is your top 4 at 4.
No details there?
2 people who don't work for Mars Wrigley, but instead work for an outside contracting firm. But it is not clear, according to officials, how they actually fell into the tank. Emergency responders were able to free the pair by cutting a hole in the bottom of the tank, which means a lot of the chocolate was lost.
Well, it would be lost anyway.
Right, because you've got 2 people swimming
right?
in.
I mean, 2 guys falling in, right? I mean, what the heck is that all about, right? It's at a Mounds bar. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, sometimes you are one. It's according to Penn Live. It was not clear if either person was injured, but they were taken to a hospital to be reevaluated and maybe licked a little.
Yeah, or some fondue. Hey, what's for dinner? Well, Dad's coming home a little later on.
I got 2 people here for you.
Where's your pineapple cube, my friend?
It occurred shortly before 2 p.m. Thursday, so it wasn't like it was, late at night.
No.
Or it wasn't 3 in the morning.
They were just doing their job, and somehow they
tripped
and fell.
I'm wondering. I think there's probably more to that story.
I think there is probably. Sure it is. It sounds like a good short story.
I think something else was happening other than doing their job.
I think as well, yeah. Okay, shall we go away?
I'm ready.
All right. Doug Burch.
Hey!
Doug Burch. Oh, surprise there. Oh, holy smokes, there am I.
On Love Worth Finding.
Life is like a voyage. Sometimes the sea is calm, but sometimes the sky darkens. Sometimes we find ourselves in the midst of a terrible storm. We're going to look and see what we can do, learn how to ride out the storm.
Hear Adrian Rogers' series, How to Weather the Storms of Life, this month on Love Worth Finding.
Tonight at 11 on 101.5 WORD.
Where are your family's old film reels, videotapes, and photos? Are they sitting in dusty shoeboxes and neglected bins at risk of completely fading away? Digitizing your aging media with Legacy Box is the safe and easy way to preserve and pass down your family's legacy. Simply send your Legacy Box kit filled with old home movies and pictures. Legacy Box does the rest, converting your moments to DVD or digital. Legacy Box has been trusted by over 1 million families and has over 10,000 five-star reviews. Be your family's hero. Unlock the memories trapped on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm reels. Experience the joy and excitement of rewatching your wedding day, baby's first steps, and Christmas mornings. Feel relief knowing all those cherished moments are safe from fires and water damage. The Legacy Box Father's Day event is happening now. Go to legacybox.com/lbox to save 50%. Legacy Box is great for your family or as a gift for dad. That's legacybox.com/lbox for 50% off. legacybox.com/lbox.
Dad, why do your toenails look like that?
Hey, it's James, and if you're like me and suffer from toenail fungus, please pay close attention. Let's face it, toe fungus is embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off and hid my ugly toes from everybody. But nail fungus isn't just a cosmetic problem. It can also be dangerous. Even a small spot can spread and get worse. But no matter what I tried, it seemed like my fungus would never go away. Then I discovered Crystal Flush, the new and different FDA-registered at-home treatment. This unique two-step system flushes out fungus at its source and reverses damaged nails. Finally, me and thousands of others are free from fungus, and you can be too. Call now, and for a limited time, you can try Crystal Flush risk-free for 30 days. Call 800-354-1862. That's 800-354-1862. Eliminate your toe fungus once and for all, guaranteed. Call now, 800-354-1862, or visit crystalflush.com.
Cornerstone Television is dishing out all new episodes to fill your home with truth and joy this season. From Hope Today to Origins, Hard Questions, Sister to Sister, Today's Nashville, Move Your Mountain, and Dashing Dish. Taste the best of local Christian TV on Cornerstone Television Network, where hope happens.
That's FiOS Channel 505 or Channel 805 on Comcast Xfinity.
What's your agenda? You got one, Kat? What's your agenda?
I did.
You did?
But I'm getting to the point where I think I got to a point several years ago where I don't believe in it anymore.
I've lost my agenda.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot, right? What's your agenda? Like, oftentimes my agenda is just to survive the day.
Well, that's not a bad agenda. I mean, there are certain times in life where that's what you have to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But
the wisdom is knowing when you're past that stage and you're just,
marking time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doug Burch is with us. Doug's a pastor out in Seattle, and he joins us on a regular basis. Doug, are you there, my friend?
I'm here, but just a second. I'm writing down the details to that toe fungus commercial. Okay, good.
Listen, you're not supposed to comment on the commercials, Doug.
Oh, I'm sorry, but there's already benefit for being on the show, so that's great. I got to solve two problems.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I want to talk about, before what you wanted me to talk about, is that lead-in. I was listening to your last segment.
We were confused.
And I think you introduced me by just saying the words Doug Burch, and you summoned me. Like, not what I was going to talk about. You just said Doug Burch and went to break.
That's right.
It was amazing. What was great about it is that Christy and I didn't know that was happening, and so it was like it was like getting a gift on the air.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, great.
You were in the calendar.
Don't know that. You just say my name, I'm there.
It's amazing.
Right. It's like I just rubbed a little oil lamp, and all of a sudden you popped out. There's Doug the genie. Hey, man, what's going on?
I'm going to give you 3 hot takes, but only 3. And you can't wish for unlimited hot takes, so that's how it works.
Oh, God.
Hot cakes instead of hot takes.
John asked me about my agenda before we started talking, and I said that I don't know. I think I kind of gave up because I stopped believing in it
Why?
5 or 6 years ago.
What happened?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I think that's part. It's either cynicism sets in, or exhaustion sets in, or maybe part of it is wisdom, that you start thinking that the agenda you had was yours, didn't really have a lot to do with God, probably didn't have a lot to do with God's kingdom, and maybe should be ditched.
Doug, what do you think?
Well, Kathy, this is an intervention. John and I decided to come together and deal with the intention.
How about your lack of agenda?
That's why you've been surprised.
Thanks, you guys.
Right.
No, so I was talking with John about this, or texting with him earlier today even. I was looking at the scripture where it says, Jesus says, now is the time for me to be glorified. And Jesus has demonstrated a lot of glory to that point, right? He came in glory, full of grace and truth. If you look at the word glory, I'm sure everybody's done a word study at some level, right? You got the Old Testament where glory is basically the presence of God. The Hebrew word denotes like a heaviness. It's the tangible presence of God that you can't even articulate. It's just the fullness of God. We have in the New Testament glory as light, glory also as everything that's pleasing and right and holy. And Jesus has expressed the glory of God throughout his ministry on earth. And he comes to the end of it and he says, now is the time for me to be glorified. And this is after like he's raised, Lazarus from the dead. So the question is like, what would you do to show more glory? What would it look like for Jesus to be glorified? And then he goes into something that's so counterintuitive. If we were going to say, how would Jesus be glorified? Well, what's he going to do? He's going to go into Jerusalem, take over the temple, kick out the Romans, reestablish, Israel into its rightful place and become Messiah on earth, control that environment, kick out the bad Pharisees and Sadducees and temple rulers. But he doesn't do that. Instead, he says, well, I'm going to read it because it's so contrary to about everything we talk about in our world. He says, the hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. The one who loves his life loses it, and the one who hates his life in this world will keep it to eternal life. If anyone serves me, he must follow me, and where I am, there my servant will be also. If anyone serves my Father, or serves me, the Father will honor him. So what does he say? I'm going to be glorified by dying, by laying down my life for you. And not only does he say that about himself, but he says that's how we are to express the glory of the Lord, through laying down our lives, through not holding on to our lives, but surrendering our lives into the hands of the Father and being an expression of his kingdom come, his will be done. And that has just gotten me, because that's so contrary to how we try to preserve life, or even how we try to advance the kingdom of God. The most important event in Jesus's life leading up to this, right, is not, a great war with the infidels, a great battle to take back Israel. No, what does he do? He lays down his life. And he says, unless a grain lays down its life, it can't multiply. It stays alone. And that's even true of God, that God would be alone in the sense of, if he just worked for his purposes, in the sense of that he wants us to be righteous, he wants us to do what's right, he wants us to live our creative purpose. If he had just fought that war, it would have been never ending. But instead of him retaliating against our rebellion, he laid down his life. He stopped warring. He took his singular purpose and died so that we could become children of God. And so that's just a reminder to me right now, when people are trying to fight for things and contend for things and take back things, that we are most glorified, as far as God is most glorified in us, when we lay down our lives, when we lay down our agendas, and we surrender to thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Doug, I'm really glad you brought this up today, because I was sitting in traffic and the car in front of me had a little license plate frame. And of course, sitting in traffic, I'm just literally sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes behind the guy. And the frame said, because he died for me, I'll live for him. And I thought to myself, well, wonder how that's working in that person's life. What does that look like for that person? Which in some ways is what you're saying here. We're losing our agenda to follow Christ's agenda instead. Yeah, but I wonder the mechanics of it all. How do people make that work?
Yeah, well, I think you look at your intentions. He says, if you save your life, you'll lose it. And so the concept is, often when we get angry, it's when we think people are taking our life away from us, taking away our rights, taking away what we want, what we desire, our control, treating us the way we don't want them to treat us. And it doesn't mean that we don't point out these things, but Jesus stops the war. And it's just something important to remember. He doesn't war against humanity. He lays down his life, forgives us, gives us grace and mercy. And until we meet him face to face, that is what the cross is still offering. It's an embrace. It's arms open, embracing us with love and grace. And so for me, what does laying down my life look like, or living for Christ? It's, am I motivated by my anger that you're taking away my rights, or my anger that you're not treating me the way I want to be treated, or God isn't working out the way I wanted God to work out. God isn't my great mercenary who's going to do what I want him to do, or the hired gun who advances my purposes. that motivation and that kind of Christianity turns us into people who try to control God, try to contend for power, for us first. It goes, the father in the home, it's my home. The American, America first, the white man, it's myself above all others. It's that idea of I want to preserve myself. That's not the way of Christ. The way of Christ is surrender, yielding, serving, becoming the servant of all. And so to me, those motivations are kind of what hits me. Why am I angry? Why am I contending for righteousness? Is it because I'm contending for Christ's kingdom? Or am I trying to, contend for myself and not being willing just to lay down my life and to die and let Christ be the defender of my faith?
I think what's hard two things are hard. One is actually doing that. Surrendering is very hard.
Yeah.
That's
easy to talk about.
Yeah. But the second thing is believing that there is a gift waiting on the other side of that.
Yeah.
And, I think about Hebrews explaining how for the joy set before him, Jesus endured the cross. Yeah. So he knew what was coming, and that was a reward. So it wasn't like it was just sacrifice for the sake of sacrifice. It was sacrifice for the sake of joy. And that's when we talk about sacrifice, it's like that never comes into the equation, the joy part.
Well, we try to soften Jesus's words, but he says here, if you hate your life, the one who hates his life in this world will keep it to eternal life. And this is probably the biggest problem. Most of us, if we're honest, are working for this world, for what rusts and corrodes and fades away. That kind of, I'm not going to live for my life, requires that I have faith that there is another life beyond this life. And that means we may never see the fruit we want to see. And so it's easy to preach it, but it's hard to live this. But what I think some people are trying to wait, you're waiting to make big decisions. You're not in a good place and you're waiting for signs from God. Like, I need some other signs to move in this direction. But it starts with laying down your life. It feels like a death. So if you're going to make that radical faith step, if you're going to advance the kingdom of God, it's going to look like something that harms your life, in that this doesn't benefit me financially. This doesn't benefit me socially. This doesn't benefit me in this life in any way, but it advances the purposes of God. And that's a big step, right? We're still looking for, and this will also help me in this way, or looking for signs of things helping us before we take those moves. And Jesus doesn't wait for signs. He just does what the Father tells him to do through the Holy Spirit, and he calls us to do the same.
Mm-hmm. And Doug, I think it's true that most of us know that. Few of us can live it, right? I mean, we flee from that. It's too complex. It's way too difficult to do that day to day.
Yeah. And that's the cross, though. Jesus knows that. He's still not warring with us. He's still forgiving us daily as we are not dying to ourselves, as we are serving our own interest. The cross isn't just an activity that happened 2,000 years ago. Right now, God is not warring with us. We are rebelling against him. We are not pursuing him. We are not serving him. And he is saying, I love you. I forgive you. I give you my kingdom. I embrace you. Now embrace me in return.
Yeah.
So the message of this isn't just to feel bad about what you're not doing.
Right.
It's to understand that if we want to align with what God is doing right now, and you can do it today, even if you haven't done it up to this point, is to die to yourself. And dying to yourself means it looks like, man, this is not going to benefit me in this life. But it's a way, when you do it, the scripture says that God will actually honor you. And that aspect is, I want the honor of God. And the only way I can even receive the honor of God ultimately is a willingness to allow that seed to be buried so I can produce much fruit.
That's Doug Burch with us. Doug Burch, the author of if you're looking for how to interact online, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, whatever it is, Doug's book, Posting Peace, is so. Give me the whole title, Doug.
Yes, it's Posting Peace, Why Social Media Divides Us and What We Can Do About It. And it's actually for 99 cents on Kindle right now. So I'm making no money off it right now. So you want to buy it now when it's cheap.
All right. That's terrific. So check that out by Doug Burch. Doug, we only have a couple minutes left. You put a tweet out yesterday. I feel like it's important to bring up. You asked people to weigh in on silly arguments that they'd had with loved ones. Nothing serious, nothing that produced, a major, family fallout or anything, just, arguments. And I brought up the fact that it still disappoints me to this day that after all of my recommendation and my faithful witness to it, John still hates Ovaltine.
Well, with your conflicts, and I'd maybe like to do a regular segment with this, is in general, I just assume John is wrong. It's just,
What the heck?
it's almost a universal.
What?
So are
See,
you
look
an
at how he's responding. He's defensive and he's wrong.
He is.
Ovaltine is a Depression-era drink that you were forced to drink because there was nothing else to drink at the time.
I always thought it was imported from France. I mean...
Yeah.
First of all, I think you're both wrong. I don't think that it was there because there was nothing else to drink.
It's a rich kid drink.
It is not a rich kid drink. It's Ovaltine. It's neither one. I think
Silver spooners.
No, listen to me, Doug. You take.
I don't think you want my opinion, Kathy. I think you've set your mind that Ovaltine is fine. I can't.
I think if you're a trust fund baby, you're drinking Ovaltine. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just saying, Doug. You know it as well as I do, and you know who they are.
We couldn't afford Ovaltine.
Right.
This isn't Godiva we're talking about.
Dirt in a cup.
Dirt in a cup. You know what my niece calls it? She says, "You and your gritty milk drink."
Yeah.
Gritty milk drink.
love
That
it.
makes you sound tough.
I love it. Anyway, that's Doug Burch. Doug, thanks for joining
Thank you,
us
Doug.
today.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure. Love
Good
you
to
guys.
see
You're
you.
the best, Doug Burch. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Come back. It's our weekly feature.
This or that.
This or that. Cass got her list all ready to go. I as well. Stay with us. Hold your breath, because boy, it's coming.
Hey, Daddy-O, Pap, Pop, Father, Daddy, or whatever you call that special man. It's time to gather him up and head on out to the Spring House for our annual Father's Day steak and chicken fry. That's right, steak and chicken, both marinated and cooked to perfection over an open pit outdoors. And to complete this great Dad's Day meal, we're making baked mashed potatoes, Ed's green beans, corn pudding, Alabama casserole, Dutch greens, homemade rolls, rice pudding, blondies, brownies, and of course all of our Spring House drinks featuring our famous chocolate milk. That's right, you can't beat it. There will be live music and inside and outside seating and a free ice cream cone for every dad. Come to the Spring House to treat your dad to a special day. Call 228-3339 for more details.
The word around town is that Pittsburgh homeowners are choosing doing it right when it comes to their roofing, siding, and remodeling projects.
That's because since 1984, Doing It Right roofing, siding, remodeling continues to set the bar through clear communication and an installation that's second to none.
Doing It Right employs only the most experienced professionals to install and oversee your project.
They'll stop at nothing to ensure your satisfaction, doing business honestly, taking no money down and no payment until the job is complete.
Doing It Right will ensure all work is installed to the industry's highest standards, then back it all up with their lifetime workmanship warranty.
As a prestigious multi-award-winning Owens Corning Platinum contractor, as well as a VSI-certified installation contractor, you can't go wrong with Doing It Right.
Mention John and Kathy for a discount off your estimate.
Call 724-NEW-ROOF for a free project evaluation or visit roofingcontractorpittsburgh.com.
Want it done right, call Doing It Right.
Hi, I'm John Henney from Henney Jewelers. Since 1887, my family has helped people celebrate the most memorable moments in their lives. We are rooted in faith and commit to doing the right thing again and again. We believe in the covenant of marriage and use our To Have and To Hold program to encourage couples as they prepare to spend the rest of their lives together. Please stop into our Shadyside store to learn more or visit HenneyJewelers.com. Henney Jewelers, your jewelers for life.
What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries starting at just $79.99. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Listen on your smart speaker at wordfm.com, the Word FM app, iHeart, TuneIn, and on Odyssey. In your car or at home too at 101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh.
Cloudy skies expected for tonight. We'll see a nighttime low of 56. Intervals of clouds and sun for tomorrow with a shower in the area. Tomorrow will reach a high of 74. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies with a couple of showers and a low of 60. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm. Watch for flooding on streets and poor drainage areas. We'll reach a high Sunday of 79. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon.
It's time now for this or that. It's our weekly fall into the ridiculousness of it all. I've got a list. Kath has a list.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. We just go at it. Here's my list, Kath.
Well, we're just starting right in.
Just jumping right in here, okay?
You didn't even ask me if I was ready?
Nope. I know you are.
Okay.
I see your list in front of you. It's all marked up and ready to go. June graduation.
Yes.
June wedding.
The June wedding can be very hot. I think I'm going to go June graduation.
All right. Going out for a meal. Staying home for a meal.
See, now they recommend themselves for different. Well, right now, I'm going to say stay home because now I can.
Got a new kitchen. Angel hair pasta.
I love it.
Linguine.
Always angel hair.
Oh.
There's something about the texture. Linguine, Angel hair, yes.
Okay. A lady lock. A Buckeye.
I'll go Buckeye on that.
Whoa.
Lady lock.
No,
You
that's
guys,
wrong. Fail.
It's not my favorite.
Boom, boom,
It's
boom.
not my favorite. It really isn't. I feel
Chrissy-
like it's a lot of effort.
I'm with Kath.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Kristen.
Disappointing.
For that backup.
A laptop. An iPad.
Oh, that's a hard question. They do different things, John.
But it's this or that.
It is this or that, isn't it? I have an iPad. Okay, but I think I'd pick a laptop.
All right. Unplugged. Volume 211.
Volume 211.
Oh,
yeah.
Crank it up. All right. Group prayers. Silent prayers.
I think I'll go group prayer. I think I will.
Peaches.
Herb.
I was going to say that. But strawberries.
Oh. I think I'm going to go peaches after the truck last year.
Yeah. Cherry Coke. Cherry Garcia.
I've never had Cherry Garcia.
What?
Never. I've never had it. I'm going to go Cherry Coke because I've never had Cherry Garcia.
Oh, I'm bringing some in.
Are you?
Oh, I'm definitely bringing some in. Oatmeal chocolate chip. Oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin.
Oh.
Yeah, oatmeal
really?
raisin is great.
Really?
So great.
I was still cheated.
Do you?
I'm looking for the chocolate chips.
Oh, no. You need to free yourself from that.
McDonald's fries. Chick-fil-A fries.
I think I go waffle fry. I think I go Chick-fil-A on that. I do. I like the cross-hatch thing.
Okay. 2 ovens. 2 dishwashers.
I'll go 2 ovens. Uh-huh.
Okay. Who you know. What you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. I'm going who you know.
That's my this or that.
All right, that's good, John.
Thank you.
There's an absolute plethora of things to do this weekend in Pittsburgh.
A plethora.
So many things. And so I give you the tough decisions edition of this or that.
Okay.
Okay.
Very nice.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Number 1. The Jersey Boys or Kenny Chesney?
Oh, yeah. As much of a... Well, I've never been to a Kenny Chesney show, and I think if someone said, you want to go? I'd experience the riot. Yeah, I'd be happy to go.
Kenny Chesney?
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney or the Three Rivers Arts Festival?
Again, I've never been to a Kenny Chesney show. I've been to the Arts Festival. I'm trying Kenny Chesney.
Are you?
Yeah.
Number 3. Chick-fil-A's lemonade or Arnold Palmer out of the can?
Yeah, give me the Chick-fil-A lemonade. Oh, give it to me.
Even more than AP out of the can.
I like that. Give me that super pucker thing.
Number 4.
Okay.
Katharine Hepburn or Audrey Hepburn?
Oh, boy. As much as I love Audrey, I have to go with Katharine.
Do you?
I do.
I think that's the wrong choice.
Okay, let's do that.
Number 5. Bill Peduto or all the people who protested in his front yard?
Oh, boy. No. Give me the ex-mayor. Okay.
Ray Liotta, John, in Goodfellas?
Oh.
Or Al Pacino in The Godfather?
Yowza. No, I just, it's kind of funny. I was looking through and there was Goodfellas. The very opening of it, which I had not. I'm doing Ray Liotta.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, it is big.
Homemade mashed potatoes, John, or potato patch fries from Kennywood?
Well, it's different. It's like on Thanksgiving. I'm doing homemade.
It's this or that, John.
Okay, I'm doing homemade mashed potatoes.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. This is a tough decisions edition of this or that. Number 7, Jim Gaffigan or Sebastian Maniscalco?
Yeah, I mean, I like Jim Gaffigan. That energy's nice and relaxed, but you got to go Sebastian. You do, because he's whacked up.
I agree. Meryl Streep, John, or Laura Linney?
Oh, funny. I saw young Meryl Streep on TV the other day in Woody Allen's Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
She was so lovely.
Very.
Politics are wacky, but I'm going Meryl Streep.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Family-made ice cream or your wife's apple pie?
No, I'm sorry. Nothing. At the highest level possible, RJ's apple pie.
Jackson Browne or Elvis Costello?
Yeah. Give me some Elvis.
Really?
Always.
Okay. And your last one for today, John. This is your bonus. John Fetterman or Dr. Oz?
Oh, I asked you that last week. Oh. John Fetterman.
101.5 WORD.
I won! Yes!
And we want you to win too. So sign up to receive our contests and sweepstakes update. Each Friday, you can see new opportunities to win. We regularly give out prizes from books, music, and merchandise to household items, even vacation trips or car payments. Stay up on all the fun. Subscribe to our contests and sweepstakes update, mailed each Friday.
Sign up today at wordfm.com/subscribe.
Families across the nation are experiencing the homeschool awakening. Join award-winning actor Kirk Cameron as he dives into the adventures of American families on a mission to put fun and faith back into learning. The Homeschool Awakening follows the homeschooling journeys of different families, explores the ins, outs, and the necessity of parents regaining control of their children's education. Kirk Cameron presents The Homeschool Awakening exclusively in theaters 2 nights only, Monday, June 13th and Tuesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. local time. For tickets and information, visit thehomeschoolawakening.com.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. Now, Mike didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Now, Mike has done it again by introducing his My Slippers. For a limited time, you'll save $90 on a pair of My Slippers. And now this blowout sale of the year will not last, so order now. Mike has taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. My Slippers are designed to wear indoors and out all day long, so they're super comfy. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue for your feet. Made also with quality leather suede. These are MyPillow slippers at their best. Call 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square. Use promo code WORD. Now, the offer is not going to last long, so order now with promo code WORD at MyPillow.com. 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD.
Today on Hey Culligan, soft water, cleaner environment. What do you say, Greg?
Hey Culligan, are you saying if I have a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, I'm also helping the environment?
It sounds like you're saying it, Greg, and yes, you are, because with the Culligan high-efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment is already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
I love seeing the transformation of a smile.
There's a reason patients love Dr. Megan Stock, voted Pittsburgh Trib's best of the best dentist in Northern Allegheny County for the 2nd year in a row.
You don't have to do full mouth rehabilitation to really transform a patient's life, for a patient to be able to smile confidently and be happy with their own smile.
Exceptional dentistry meets compassionate care. Stock Family Dentistry, Perry Highway in Wexford, at stockfamilydentistry.com.
We stack up our features on Friday, don't we?
We do.
Our features.
They're our features. That's a good word.
How's your feature? We stack them up. I don't know where they are, but we stack them.
Arthur Treacher.
Oh, Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips.
Remember him?
Of course I do.
Who was he?
He was a, I think an English, I'll use this loosely, a personality.
Oh, Okay.
Right?
So someone that, like a celebrity
Yes.
type of guy, and so he came up with a fish and chips restaurant?
Well, somebody probably said, hey, Arthur, invest some money and your name will sell this. Well, it made its way, did it not?
I love fish and chips.
I do too. But when's the last time you would go to a Long John Silver's?
I think I was 18.
Because that's what you think. That's what I think of.
Right.
Long John Silver's.
I used to love Long John Silver's.
I thought it was like, yeah.
I mean, I used to go when I was in high school in marching band. We'd have several days in the summer where we would be like, it was a 12-hour day outside in the hot sun, really working. And in the middle of it, I would go to Long John Silver's.
Oh, it had some fried food.
Yep. And I'd go home and watch the Dick Van Dyke Show and reruns. Okay, now, is that sickening to think about eating that in the middle of the day and then going back out in the sun and eat?
Because you were a kid.
Right.
What did you know?
Didn't matter.
Right. Is there a Long John Silver's around? Do you know? The only one I know of, at least I used to know of, is over by Kennywood.
Okay.
Right on that little side road where the parking lot is. But other than that, it also became like a root beer place.
Yeah, it was like A&W on one side and Long John's on the other. You're like, okay, well, now you've cheapened it for both.
It's kind of like when you're driving on the turnpike and you see like a Burger King / gas station.
Right.
I'm not going there.
It just doesn't seem...
Make up your mind.
Right.
Okay.
Like, do one thing well.
Yeah. Anyway.
Does A&W need a restaurant? I mean, it's a beverage.
You know what? This would be a good night for a root beer float. Wouldn't it be a nice night for root beer float?
I love a root beer float.
I think I might stop on the way home.
A Coke float, also delicious.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not a root beer float.
No, ginger ale float, delicious.
No.
Yep.
That's un-American.
No, vanilla Coke float.
Vanilla Coke float? Yeah, okay.
Bring
but
it.
the ultimate is root beer float.
Fanta orange float.
Nope.
Yes,
Nope.
that's like a creamsicle.
Nope, there will be a committee formed against you.
That's very
Not
delicious.
doing that.
Do they still make Sunkist?
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
I was someplace the other day and I saw, and I had a choice, and I should have grabbed the Sunkist.
I like Sunkist.
Me too.
But I haven't had it in a long time. You wouldn't have vanilla ice cream in that?
Well, maybe I would.
Yeah, because it's really good.
It's kind of like a
It's a
creamsicle.
dreamsicle. That's what it is.
Don't you like a creamsicle?
Yes.
Man.
Wait, isn't that a dreamsicle?
No, it's a creamsicle.
What's a dreamsicle?
I don't know. Something in
Did
your
I make
dreams.
that up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Anyway, back to Arthur Treacher's.
Yeah.
No, wait, this is our Twitter thing.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why we got to start about Arthur Treacher.
Because I mispronounced something.
Okay.
Ran
Yeah,
down
that's
a
right.
hole.
On a weekly basis, John and I spend a lot of time on Twitter. It's how we meet a lot of our guests, how we kind of, keep track of what, trends are developing as far as theological issues, political stuff, things in our immediate area. Anyway, on Friday, we set this time aside so we can talk about what we liked this week on Twitter. Dan Darling tweeted this. It's a framed photograph that he keeps in his office. He says, "This is one of my treasured possessions, a photograph of the 1971 Chicago Billy Graham Crusade. Somewhere in that crowd is my father, a directionless 20-year-old from a broken home. That day, he found Jesus."
Love it. Fabulous, isn't it?
Really wonderful.
That's super cool. Someone I follow says this: "I won't eat at a church potluck, but if someone is selling tamales out of their trunk at Walmart, I need a dozen, please, and thank you." Oh,
You're right. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, what? Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. I like it. David French tweeted this. There were a bunch of protesters that were outside of Brett Kavanaugh's house after the
Guy shows up?
The guy shows up, right? He says, "Home harassment is unacceptable, and it's particularly gross on a day when a man was arrested for trying to murder Justice Kavanaugh. It's pitiful."
Will that be scary?
Yep.
That would scare the heck out of
course.
everybody in the family.
Think about your
Everybody.
spouse and your
Oh,
kids
my
and your
goodness gracious,
parents
right.
and your neighbors. They're thinking, I didn't sign up for this.
No, of course not. Yeah. Okay, someone I follow, Mariah, says this: "Don't sabotage your future peace because familiar chaos is comfortable."
Oh, my gosh. Read that again.
Don't sabotage your future peace because familiar chaos is comfortable.
Yeah. Wow, that's good. This is also good. Are you ready for this? This is from Lord Basil. I don't know who that is.
Lord Basil.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I literally thought that this little piggy went to market meant it went shopping.
That's funny.
Yeah, sadly, that's also what I thought.
Yeah.
Until I read that tweet, I thought...
Didn't he go to market?
I thought...
No.
Because the other one stayed home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Nadus, I follow this. He says, just found out sometimes when they swear in police dogs, they put their paw on the Bible.
Wait, is that true?
They've got photographs here. Which means they think dogs not only believe in Jesus, but fear him to the point that they would not break an oath sworn to him.
I love that.
And there's photographs. I'll forward it to you.
Pull one up so I can see it right now.
It's a German Shepherd sitting there with his...
With his paw in the Bible. I love everything about that.
It's wild, isn't it?
Do you ever think, though, that animals understand Christ in a different way than we do? But to me, it might be more
embedded,
less impacted by sin than ours is.
I have never considered that.
I think about that sometimes.
Really.
Mm-hmm. Jonah Goldberg tweeted this. He said, look, I'm on record rolling my eyes a lot at the, well, if this was so-and-so stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but
right.
if they caught someone wanting to assassinate Ruth Bader Ginsburg if she were still alive, or Justice Sotomayor today because of their abortion or gun rights views, it would be the only story the media covered.
110%.
That is so
10.
true.
You got that right.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, like because it's Kavanaugh, everybody's like giving a shrug, like, well, you know, it's what you can expect. That's not what you expect.
No.
That's not what you expect in a democracy.
It's heinous, whoever it is.
It's heinous, whoever it is.
I agree, 100%.
Good grief.
Rachel Welcher says this. Marriage vows talk wistfully of growing old together by youngsters eager for their honeymoon in St. Lucia. They mean every word. They just haven't seen those words play out yet.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. Marriage is an act of faith, a leap of hope, a vow that makes promises.
Yep, that's really good. Mm-hmm. That is really, really good. It's not that they're dumb. They just don't.
Who knows?
Who knows? None of us know.
I'm going to get married. I'm going on a honeymoon.
None of us know.
What'd I just say? What?
Dan White Jr. says this. Burnout has little to do with how many hours you're working, but almost everything to do with how much pain you're carrying that you can't carry any longer.
Yeah, that's really good. Really, really good. Someone named Audrey, this is a subtweet. I ordered a salad in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There we go.
And this is what I got.
Yeah.
Now, come on. Now,
that looks great.
That looks horrible.
No, I love it.
No one made. That's not a salad.
I love fries on salad. I think it's one of the best things Pittsburgh's ever done.
I like a steak salad with fries on it.
Or a chicken salad.
Yeah, that's great.
Any salad.
But that doesn't. I mean, this looks like an order of fries with some onions on top.
It does. Maybe the proportions are a little off.
Yeah.
But still, what is that person saying? They liked it or didn't like it?
They're saying I'm mystified. Why would you do this? And now everybody's like, oh yeah, I've been in Pittsburgh too. Don't do that. Or hey, I loved it. What a great idea. People all across the country jumped on.
I'll be honest with you. I could do that every day.
Fries on your salad.
I could eat a salad with fries every day of my life. I love it so much.
I'm not sure I could.
I think I want it for dinner.
Well, are you having pizza?
Nah, I changed my mind.
All right.
Or my daughter changed her mind.
Fries and salad.
No, we're not doing it.
All right. Tacos, tamales. All right. That's it. We're done. That was a short weekend. Twitter likes. All right. Bye.
When it's time to replace your roof, siding, gutters, and downspouts, entry doors, and of course windows, you can count on Windows R Us, the area's premier exterior replacement company. This is John Steigerwald. With over 50 years experience in the home remodeling industry, Windows R Us offers repair and replacement for all your exterior home projects. Why pay double with some other companies? Windows R Us will always give you the best price on the best in-class products, backed by the best warranties in the industry, all with zero sales pressure. And speaking of zero, right now, get zero interest financing for 12 months and no processing fee with prices set to increase on all exterior products. Lock in your quote today. Schedule a free estimate and inspection today at WindowsRUsPittsburgh.com. You've tried the rest, now try the best. WindowsRUsPittsburgh.com.
Windows R Us. You've tried the rest, now try the best.
If you are 65 or older, you know this. It's really frustrating to deal with out-of-pocket medical expenses, watching your hard-earned dollars just flying out the window. Well, here's something that can really help, and it's worth taking a minute to look into. Medishare has a new option called Medishare 65 Plus. Medishare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it really is a community. People encourage and pray for each other. And Medishare 65 Plus is a low-cost option for those with Medicare Parts A and B that fills in the gaps where Medicare stops. You can lock in one low monthly price for up to 10 years. It's great for peace of mind. You can use your Medicare-approved doctor and get prescription savings, dental and vision savings. Very worth looking into, and it's so easy to find out why people rave about the customer service at Medishare. They're great to talk to on the phone. Here's the number. Call 833-SHARE-55. That's 833-SHARE-55. 833-SHARE-55.
Make a difference in your life that impacts you for years to come by traveling to Israel this year. Sign up today for the thrill and excitement of visiting the Holy Land this November with nationally syndicated media host Dr. Sebastian Gorka and renowned author and filmmaker Dinesh D'Souza. Visit standwithisraeltour.com for details and to register. On the tour, you'll step into history with mouth-watering cuisine, picturesque scenes, and magnificent people, while visiting over 40 iconic sites and sacred places you've only read and heard about for years. Pray at the Western Wall in Jerusalem, float in the mineral-rich Dead Sea, and take a boat onto the middle of the Sea of Galilee as you experience something transforming in your life. Call 855-565-5519 to reserve your spot. Again, visit standwithisraeltour.com to book your trip today.
What is that?
That's the birthday boy. That's Joe Negri.
Oh, Joe Negri.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joe Negri's been around a long, long time, since we were kids.
Yes, no kidding. I mean, I remember Joe Negri seemed like an older guy when I was little.
I mean, I remember Joe Negri like on the Paul Shannon show.
Do you?
Yeah.
Would he play guitar?
Yeah, and make an appearance and, do a little thing. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a mainstay at, Channel 4.
So he was well known before Mr. Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Joe Negri was a big local celebrity for many, 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 many years. Yeah, no doubt.
Joe Negri turns 96 today.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is outrageous. I can't believe that.
96.
He's 96
wonder how he's doing
today. I don't know.
He's still playing.
I haven't seen him. This is my favorite of his albums. This is from Afternoon in Rio, which was recorded here in Pittsburgh at Manchester Craftsman's Guild. It is such a wonderful collection of songs. I love it so much.
Really?
Afternoon in Rio. Anyway, it's probably, I want to say it's 15 years old, maybe. It's just a guess, estimate.
Now, a lot of people would think, Joe Negri is like, from Mr. Rogers, not a guitarist.
Oh my gosh, he's one of the preeminent jazz guitarists living.
Mm-hmm.
He really is.
For years. And a great teacher as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we were fortunate to have Joe Negri all those years. I wish Joe Negri
really happy birthday.
96. That's fabulous.
Really happy birthday.
Hope he's playing the guitar today.
Yeah, I hope he is too.
All right. What's coming up?
By the way, I think that was Jay Ashby singing on that with Kim Nazarian, along with Joe Negri there.
How old's the album?
I want to say it's 15 years old, but that's an estimate. It
looked like 1998 when I did a quick Google.
Okay.
Wow, older than I thought.
Very nice.
Okay. Anyway, so
it's hard to believe that 1998 seems like a long time ago.
It really does. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, 5 o'clock hour. We're going to the birds. Birds with funny sounding names.
This is a funny article. Anyway, it's about birding.
Yeah.
If you like birds, if it's something that you think is, a good hobby or something important for people to notice, I feel like it's important for me to notice. I'm trying to come around.
Good.
I know nothing about birds, so I'm trying to open up my mind.
Our pastor and ornithologist will be with us. Ornithologist, yeah.
Kevin Burrell's going to be with us.
Also,
do animals dream?
Yes. 100%.
Plus the Week in Review coming up next, and things to do in Pittsburgh this weekend. Plus, we will celebrate National Iced Tea Day. All coming up in the 5 o'clock hour.
Very nice.
The ride home.
Ask Alexa to play the word Pittsburgh to hear us there. We're on your Google speaker, too. Plus iHeart, TuneIn, and on Odyssey. 101.5 WORD-FM, Pittsburgh.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Economists estimate that the rapid pace of U.S. inflation held steady in May. Correspondent Bernie Bennett has the update.
Economists say price pressures that have driven U.S. inflation to a 4-decade high likely remained elevated in May, pushed by rising energy and food costs. The Labor Department is estimated to report that the Consumer Price Index rose 8.3% in May. April's inflation reading was slightly below a 40-year high reached in March and marked the first monthly easing of price increase since last August. Central bankers are raising interest rates to make borrowing money more expensive, hoping to cool off consumer and business demand and give supply a chance to catch up, setting the stage for more moderate inflation. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Stocks deep in the red following Wall Street's cold realization that inflation got worse last month, not better. The Dow is down 679 points, the NASDAQ off 350. This is SRN News.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for Advantage Gold. Investing and protecting your retirement is a real challenge these days. Raging inflation, the hyper-volatile stock market. You don't have to sit and watch it all unfold. Thousands of retirees are safeguarding their retirements with physical precious metals like gold and silver inside their IRAs and 401ks. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the #1 highest-rated gold company on TrustLink 7 years in a row. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call Advantage Gold. 800-741-4653. Call 800-741-GOLD. Don't sit idly by while the stock market and inflation destroy your retirement savings. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call 800-741-4653. They'll answer all your questions, including if your current retirement account qualifies. Call 800-741-4653. Find out how easy it is to put precious metals in your IRA or 401k. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your investment professional before investing.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for Advantage Gold. Investing and protecting your retirement is a real challenge these days. Raging inflation, the hyper-volatile stock market. You don't have to sit and watch it all unfold. Thousands of retirees are safeguarding their retirements with physical precious metals like gold and silver inside their IRAs and 401ks. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the #1 highest-rated gold company on TrustLink 7 years in a row. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call Advantage Gold. 800-741-4653. Call 800-741-GOLD. Don't sit idly by while the stock market and inflation destroy your retirement savings. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call 800-741-4653. They'll answer all your questions, including if your current retirement account qualifies. Call 800-741-4653. Find out how easy it is to put precious metals in your IRA or 401k. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your investment professional before investing.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Spring means new beginnings and growth. So let's get your business's seeds planted with Salem Surround. Let us help your website bring you the leads your business needs to thrive. Let's make sure people find you faster and easier on the web. Our amazing team of media strategists are here to serve you with boots on the ground and real-world expertise. We live right here and know the communities you're trying to reach. We're media strategists, and we're very, very good at what we do. So let's grow together.
Learn more at surroundpittsburgh.com.
Cloudy skies expected for tonight. We'll see a nighttime low of 56. Intervals of clouds and sun for tomorrow with a shower in the area. Tomorrow will reach a high of 74. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies with a couple of showers and a low of 60. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm. Watch for flooding on streets and poor drainage areas. We'll reach a high Sunday of 79. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon.
Welcome to another edition of The Ride Home with John and Kathy, live from the Salem-Pittsburgh studios. And now here are your hosts, John Hall and Kathy Emmons.
Hey, good afternoon. Greetings. Welcome to the 5 o'clock hour on a Friday afternoon. It's very nice, isn't it?
I think that this is the denouement.
The denouement of the week?
Mm-hmm.
Explain that.
Well, you know, you have when you're talking about diagramming a story or a play, anything, whether it's a book, a movie, or whatever, you have the rising action, you have the climax, and you have the denouement.
And here we are.
And here we are at the denouement.
5 o'clock hour.
On a Friday. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's not too humid. It's ideal for Pittsburgh.
Nice.
It's absolutely ideal for
Going
Pittsburgh.
to leave here, go home, and sit in the yard. Seriously.
Exactly. It's a perfect idea.
Very nice. And what time is it?
Yeah, it's time for me to tell you.
Tell me.
Your weekend has begun.
We're 5 minutes past the 5 o'clock hour.
We let that guy out twice a week.
Yep, very good. Truly, I mean, at least in this corner of the world, and despite the chaos, all is right and well. It really is.
Exactly. I was so thrilled, John, to be sitting in the Benedum last night.
Very nice.
I haven't been in anything that would be live theater since before COVID.
Yeah.
I've seen some live shows, but they've been music and they've been outside.
Yeah.
I did see one show inside, actually. Since COVID started, but that is it. And it was my first show. I felt like it had been 30 years. And it seemed like everybody around me felt the same way.
Thrilled to be there.
People were geeked to be there. The people at the Benedum were absolutely wonderful. Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, Christy. And it was like people had been away overseas and were like reuniting with family. Anyway, it was packed for the traveling company of the Jersey Boys.
Yep.
And I went, John, simply because I got free tickets from a friend.
How were your seats?
They couldn't have been much better.
Really?
Because we were on the first balcony in 2 rows back in the exact center.
Excellent.
So I don't think there's
I like the balcony.
Better seat in the house.
Don't you like the balcony?
I love the balcony.
It's a nice view.
I absolutely love the balcony. Anyway, I'm not a big Frankie Valli fan. I went because somebody gave me free tickets and I hadn't been to live theater in a long time. My daughter and I went and we thought, okay, whatever. It's one of the best shows I've seen in my life.
Really? What?
I could not get over how outstanding it was. It blew me away.
No kidding.
Both of us, my daughter and I.
Oh, good.
This is the last weekend for Jersey Boys at the Benedum. I think there are still tickets available. If you can get a ticket to see this show, you absolutely should.
No kidding.
It is terrific. The first act seemed a little slow to me. The second act is just absolutely, I can't get over what a great show it is.
No kidding.
It is a great show. I have to give props to John Hacker, who played Frankie Valli, because never have I ever heard a vocalist who carried a show like that with that many songs. Are you ready for this? 34 songs in the show.
Wow, 34
So if
numbers.
you're a Frankie Valli fan, play me one of those, Christy. If you're a Frankie Valli fan, you will hear every one of your favorites in the show. And it's not like they do a couple bars. They do the whole, like they do this whole song. The guys who play the Four Seasons, Eric Chambliss, Matt Foucher, and Devin Goffman, they are total pros.
That's so cool.
I mean, they sounded better than Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
It was so. I cannot get over how great it was.
I mean, that's a very particular style and era of like early 60s, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he had a big run there.
And they're acting out this. It's like That Thing You Do is basically what the show is. It's how
the movie, The Thing You Do.
Yeah, it's how a band arrives,
Which is a great story.
and then what happens when they arrive,
right,
and how it all either
Works
falls
or
to
not.
pieces or whatever.
Yeah. Super cool.
Yeah, so it's really there's a lot of acting involved too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of angst that happens between the four of them.
Sure.
And a lot of building up of friendships and tearing apart of friendships and that
Wait,
sort of thing.
34 songs.
34 songs.
How long was the show?
It's just I didn't get home. It started at 7:30. I had to be 3 hours long.
Oh my gosh. How do you keep that voice going?
I don't know. I seriously thought, I don't know how that guy is still singing.
Okay, so
and dancing and everything.
Really?
I mean, it's epic.
so it's the story of Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
Again, I mean,
From Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah.
He and his three friends.
rags to riches.
Right. One of the guys from the Four Seasons totally mobbed up. It was his idea to start the band. He found Frankie Valli. The guy who was Bob Gaudio was the one who wrote the songs, one of the ones that you're hearing now. And they made it work, and it was a huge hit. They were super talented, and Frankie Valli was short and had that voice that was like, his voice is higher than mine.
Oh my gosh, it's an incredible voice. Yeah.
It really is. And this guy who plays him, wow. So he apparently played Frankie Valli on Broadway, and now they're doing
On the
the
tour.
trout. Yeah. So
Be a nice gig, wouldn't it?
Sure would.
Traveling around the
there
country.
can't be that many people that could play that role.
I can't
They
imagine.
can be that short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can really look the part
Yeah.
and can act the part and can sing like that.
And it ran on Broadway for a few years, didn't it?
It was the first one of like
The biopics.
The biopics, right. But apparently, I read a lot about it after I got home last night. It's universally acclaimed as the best one because it's a really interesting story.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the other ones seem a little forced. Like, I don't know if you really want to see the Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill thing coming out. Like, that's just, I can't imagine it's going to be all that good.
So Frankie Valli's still alive.
He's coming to Pittsburgh with the Four Seasons.
No.
In like 3 months.
What? He's in his late 80s.
I think he's 80. I think he's 87.
What? Do you think he's got a voice?
I can't imagine.
I mean, like all the greats, you lose it.
Right.
How can you?
I don't know. I mean,
even at the end of Sinatra's career, he was buried.
right. For sure.
And so, how at 88 do you do that falsetto?
I don't know.
It doesn't work.
Hey, Christy, pull up Who Loves You.
Who Loves You?
Right.
I don't even know what that is.
You'll know it as soon as you hear it. So at the beginning, I was watching, the list of songs as they were going by. And then finally, I thought, well, I'm kind of wrecking it for myself because the joy of it is that a song shows up and you think, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was him.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great song.
Did you know this was them?
Yeah, this is later.
Yeah.
Right? 70s?
Maybe even 80s. Do you know this, Christy? No, she can't tell. She's too busy. Anyway, it was just
fabulous.
What a great show. If you ever have an opportunity to see it, you have to see it. I don't even like Frankie Valli. I mean, I do now,
of course.
But I was not a fan, and I loved it that much.
And did they finish with Grease is the Word?
No, they finished with that.
Oh, did they?
That was how it ended, and it was really super fun.
Excellent.
Super,
okay,
super fun.
cool. So live theater is back.
Yeah, live theater is back. If you have a chance to see it this weekend,
Very
go for
nice.
it.
Okay. We'll take a quick break, come back. We're going from music to the birds. We're going to have a pastor who talks to us on a fairly regular basis about his love for birds. And what the heck? Kevin Burrell, an ornithologist. That's straight ahead on the ride home. I've been confused. I was thinking maybe Father's Day was this weekend, but there's no conversation in my house, so I'm assuming
I think it's next weekend.
Next weekend. Marcia's here from the Spring House. Marcia, am I correct?
You're right. It's next weekend, John. You have a week to wait.
Well,
for
that's
your
a
breakfast
relief.
in bed.
I'll stop looking for the presents then.
Right. All right. So, but if there are people out there, Marcia, who are actually trying to figure out something fun to do with their dad, maybe coming to the Spring House would be a good option.
It sure would. We have been doing this for many, many years, and last year we moved to doing a sliced, grilled, marinated flank steak, and people just loved it. So we do flank steak and chicken quarters grilled on the open pit outside with our secret butter vinegar sauce, and we have our hand-peeled mashed potatoes, Alabama vegetable casserole, green beans with our own hickory smoked ham in them, corn pudding, baked beans, Pittsburgh cheese potatoes, mac and cheese, zucchini souffle, salads, rolls, desserts, the works.
Holy smoke.
And we'll have live music, and it's a free cone for dad all day long, so it's a really great time to come. We open at noon on Sundays, so it's a great time to come on out to the farm and enjoy some good food.
Nice. I'm not sure I want to wait a week for that, Marcia. I'm coming down this week.
And John expects a party.
What the heck? Yeah, Marcia. Okay, so no reservations necessary. Next week for Father's Day, just show up, eh?
Yep, sounds good.
Fabulous. It does sound really good. Yummy. Get on down to the Spring House, whether it's this weekend or especially next weekend for Father's Day. Marcia's waiting for you. Thanks, Marsh.
Thanks, guys.
101.5 WORD.
The station with Pittsburgh's favorite Christian music every weekend.
With the best new music. Always new music from Chris Tomlin. New creation from Matt Powell. And I've Got Joy from Cece Winan. Celebrating 20 years of bringing Pittsburgh's favorites and the best new music.
101.5 WORD.
On the weekend.
As you know, our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. Now, Mike didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Now, Mike has done it again by introducing his My Slippers. For a limited time, you'll save $90 on a pair of My Slippers. And now this blowout sale of the year will not last, so order now. Mike has taken over 2 years to develop these slippers. My Slippers are designed to wear indoors and out all day long, so they're super comfy. Made with MyPillow foam and impact gel to help prevent fatigue for your feet. Made also with quality leather suede. These are MyPillow slippers at their best. Call 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener square. Use promo code WORD. Now, the offer is not going to last long, so order now with promo code WORD at MyPillow.com. 1-800-391-0954. Use the promo code WORD.
Here's to Eden Christian Academy's class of 2022 on being accepted at over 100 colleges and universities, on winning nearly $2.3 million in academic scholarships, to your National Merit Scholars who joined the top 1% of the nation, the senior athletes who were signed to play collegiate sports, and for your accomplishments in the arts, mock trial, community service, and more. Congratulations. Go forth and let your light shine. Eden Christian Academy, pre-K through 12th grade at EdenChristianAcademy.org.
If you take the time to look at a bird, I mean, really look at a bird, it's a miracle. The variety of birds, the color, the songs, all these things. Birds are just incredible. You see God's just the beauty of creation in the birds. I mean, it's just dumbfounding to see what's around in your own backyard. Kevin Burrell's back with us. He's been a guest on our show several times. Kevin's a pastor and ornithologist, a word penned by the theologian and birder John Stott. And Kevin wrote a piece called An Open Letter to Thoughtlessly Named Birds. And at the same time, Kevin, there's also some ridiculously named birds, too. Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have you, Kevin. So before we talk about thoughtlessly named birds, there are some ridiculously named birds that I'd like to hear about.
It's there was a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at some of the most oddly named birds that you could just looking around on the web, and was stunned to find that there was a bird, for instance, called a monotonous lark, which sounds to me like a bird that it just seems like I don't know what he did to deserve that. Right. So that's pretty rough. So it turns out, though, if you listen to him, he kind of had it coming. I think it's he has a 4-note call. He lives in South Africa. He says the same thing about every 3 to 5 seconds for hours and hours, day and night. And And whoever named him, there was another bird that looks just like it that was actually is much more of a songster and looks exactly like it, but they call that one the melodious lark. So that's just rubbing it in, I feel
that's
like.
Rough.
That's mean.
Yeah, that's a bad family split right there. Well, you also mentioned, Kevin, in an email you sent, the sad flycatcher.
Yeah, people shouldn't name birds if they're going to be kind of in a bad mood, I think. So that's just a rough spot, right? So I looked that one up. There was a great British naturalist. His name was Philip Henry Goss, 1800s. And he's actually a solid Christian. He was a lay minister in the Plymouth Brethren. He was known as the ornithologist of Jamaica. He spent a lot of time in Jamaica, identified a lot of birds. That's where the sad flycatcher lives. And he described it as a single plaintive note that was particularly sad to hear. It turns out he was probably listening to the wrong bird. There's a bird there called a Jamaican peewee. I don't know this stuff. I've never been to Jamaica, but there's a Jamaican peewee that has a long plaintive note, and maybe it's sad, maybe not. But the flycatcher is actually pretty happy. He's got a good attitude.
Wow. Okay. So, Kevin, why birds? How did they capture your attention?
Right. Well, a lot of things capture my attention along the way, but somewhere back in college, I had a very invested biology professor and an opportunity to go on a tropical biology study in Costa Rica. So I think that's kind of where the bird thing started for me. But as a Christian, I think, and now as a pastor, it really gets my attention that God is a creative God. And I think that when you take a look at the unbelievable variety, that's not something that makes sense from a evolutionary standpoint. There's 10,000 different kinds of birds, from the smallest to the biggest.
10,000, really?
And so God could have just made a bird and called it bird, but he made 10,000 different kinds of birds. So that's something I enjoy being attentive to. Just the almost the showing off of creativity there. I mean, just beauty that doesn't even need to be there. That's just stunning to look at.
Yeah.
So along the way, I started writing about it, and next thing you know, I'm on a radio station in Pittsburgh. So thanks for that.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Okay, so of 10,000 birds, Kev, I mean, in our backyard, maybe I see, and being generous here, maybe 20 different varieties of birds, and I would say that's on over a long arc, but 10,000. So in your studies and all of your wanderings, how many varieties of birds do you think you've seen?
I'm a lightweight. I've seen about 525, maybe something like that. I've various countries, but mostly here in the United States. And John Stott, who coined the term ornithology, he claims to have seen about half of them. And when he wasn't writing and preaching, he was going to Antarctica, looking at penguins and all kinds of amazing things. So he wrote a book called The Birds Are Teachers, and that's not just his writing, but his photography as well. It's a really unique book. But I think he hit over 5,000 in his lifetime. Amazing.
Fabulous.
So,
John Stott was the first person who kind of convinced me that I was missing out on something by not knowing anything about birds. And I, of course, have not read that book, but seen it multiple times. I have several of Stott's books, and I was a big fan of his. And it always seemed kind of like, Kevin, you're new to the show, but I went through this personal evolution when it comes to poetry, because years ago I hated poetry until John was so appalled by that. He said, "Look, I'm going to bring people on to read poems until you realize how wrong you are."
Worked.
And it worked. It worked.
Well done.
But I kind of feel the same way about birds. Like, you need a lot of time to appreciate birds. Like, you need, and so I just kind of felt like I didn't have enough time, which is the same thing I felt about poetry.
No, all you need is a chair and a backyard.
What do you say, Kev?
A chair in a backyard is a good start. I agree with that. And it's whatever your routines are. The thing about birds is they're absolutely everywhere. I doubt that you're going anywhere in the course of a day that there's probably a bird right outside your window right now, right? And you go downtown, go wherever you go. And so if you bring your routines, whatever your daily liturgies are, maybe a cup of coffee and your Bible, and you sit out on the back porch, and there's a little app called Merlin that you can just record, and you can even hear, and it'll identify the birds that are in your backyard. So it's a neat place to start. And I think that when you slow down enough to pay attention, you just realize, but there's so much more there. John, there's those 20 birds in your backyard are, just the fact that you've identified that there are that many shows a slowness and an attentiveness, and you probably the slower we go, the more we see.
Yeah, I always feel good whenever I go, oh, look, and then I can identify the bird. It makes me feel good that I have just a little bit of knowledge. And Kevin, I often wonder about this. There are so many birds, and I bet you in my life, and maybe you're different than this, like on the ground, I would expect, because there's so many birds, I would expect to see, oddly, like dead birds. And I don't see dead birds, but you would expect to sort of just run across them in the yard or stumble upon them. What is that? I mean, is that just me missing that? Because when I have seen the occasional rare dead bird, I want to get close to it and look at it and examine it, see the feathers and the color and the claws and the nose and everything, the construction of it, because it's a miracle that they are as they are, and there's all this variety and creation to it.
Yeah. Well, let me give you the pastor answer. What I'm stunned by is that Jesus actually says that God knows the falling of a sparrow. So what you're describing, the last breath of a bird's life, wherever it lands, I don't know where it lands. Honestly, I admit I don't see a lot of bird casualties laying around either. Yeah. But the Lord knows. And what a beautiful thing that he would actually prepare the ground for the fall. I think that that is meant to be an encouragement to us of how much more, how much more if the Lord can care for that, then how much more does he care for his children?
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so when you are out and about, when you see a particular bird, I mean, what thrills you? What's I remember being a coin collector as a kid and finding a 1909 penny SVDB and being excited by that. So for a hobbyist or someone who loves birds, what is it that gets you go, I can't believe I saw that?
Yeah, new birds. So in the bird community, we have a term that you probably can tell what it means by it. It's the term lifer. A lifer is a bird that you see that you've never seen before in your life. Zoos do not count. So, but in the wild. And so sometimes I'm down here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the birds that are common around here don't cease to impress me and amaze me. But when somebody spots something extremely unique that might be a first of, it might be a lifer or the first one of the county or the first one that I've seen in the state. A couple weeks ago, down at the Amazon Distribution Center, there's a retention pond and there's a nest of scissor-tailed flycatchers that have no business being there. They belong in the Midwest, and every birder in this city has been down to the Amazon retention pond talking to security guards trying to get at that nest. So it's been pretty amazing.
That's very cool. Okay, listen, I'm glad you brought up zoos because Kath and I had this running disagreement. There was a story here in Pittsburgh, was it a year or so ago?
Probably.
And we have
I think it'll be a year in the fall.
Okay, so we have something called the National Aviary, and it's a sanctuary for birds. Now there was a gigantic bird. What was it? What was the bird called?
It was a Steller's CE.
Oh wow.
What is it?
Eagle.
Stellar sea eagle?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
And so somehow, Kev, the bird is living there in the confines of this, but the bird escaped and flew away. And I was going, go, just go, do not come back. Right. And eventually over time, they went out and they tracked the bird down and they, threw a net over the bird and they brought it back, which crushed me. I mean, and so now the news story was just recently.
The bird was born in captivity.
He was doing fine, Kev.
No, listen, Kev.
He
wanted to go home to a more safe environment.
He avoided capture.
I don't. He just wanted to see what was out there, and then he was glad to be back.
What's your take on this, Kev?
I don't know. That sounds like a Pixar movie.
It does. It does.
He got out.
Especially if you would have seen, the bird is absolutely spectacular.
Beautiful. Yeah. But he wanted to be free.
Huge. He just wanted to see what was out there. He didn't necessarily want to be free.
Why would they do that, Kevin? Why would they? I mean, I get zoos. I feel bad about zoos, but you want to see the beauty of nature up close. Yeah, but that poor bird, I mean, he was meant to fly. He's not going to fly anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, maybe he got what he wanted. And got what he wanted out of life, and now he's happy to, just
listen to
came
Kevin.
To terms with his. I don't know. I have no idea. I will say this: that there was a Stellar sea eagle out on the coast of Maine that had no business being there, and people drove from states far. I mean, people were driving from New York.
What a spectacular bird!
And now I'm wondering if it's that bird. I don't know how far he got.
No,
he didn't go. He didn't get that far.
He stayed close by. Yeah.
All right.
Just a few miles.
But it was so great, Kevin, because once he escaped, everybody in Pittsburgh was on the lookout for him. And so wherever he was spotted, he'd end up on Twitter.
Oh, my gosh.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so some very, very funny person in Pittsburgh decided to start tweeting as him, of course, because he's a bird. So Twitter should come easily to him. And so he was tweeting about all the things he was seeing in Pittsburgh. I mean, it was very, very funny.
It was good stuff.
Okay. So then was he ready to go home?
Klondike was ready to go home.
He was not ready to go home.
Yes, he was.
No, because they had to bring out nets in guns and track him down.
They didn't bring out nets. They did. Had one net.
Anyway, Kevin, okay.
Klondike's back, Kev.
Time is short, so people are listening to us now. Of course, the weather's great. A lot of people are, have backyards and chairs. They can sit there. What's the encouragement? Your passion, especially as a believer and seeing the beauty of God's creation. Just give a good word about bird watching.
Yeah, thanks. I think whatever we do to be attentive to what the Lord has made is beautiful. And so it might not be birds for you. You might be, my daughter she just thinks frogs are the coolest thing. Mm-hmm. So there are people that love to look at the stars, or they know the trees in their area, or whatever that is, I think. But the Lord made an awful lot for us to pay attention to show his creativity, and I think we spend too much time inside. So whatever it is, and I recommend birds. I think that they're a pretty easy one because they're ubiquitous. They're just everywhere. So, yeah.
Fabulous. All right, Kev. Hey, always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy
the conversation. Kevin Burrell, listen, people want to find you. They find you where?
orniththeology.com. Drop in and you can read more about that open letter and the unfortunate bird names that we have come up with over the years.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Kev.
Thanks a lot.
Last year, over 100,000 people in the United States died from drug overdoses, and alcohol-related deaths are rising. This has to stop. At Recovery Centers of America, our local team of experts is dedicated to treating addiction and healing families. With cutting-edge science and medicine behind us, Recovery Centers of America takes a holistic approach to treatment, addressing the source, symptoms, and contributors of substance use and co-occurring mental health disorders. Call 1-888-RECOVERY now for immediate help. You don't need to travel far to access world-class care and family support services. Our inpatient and outpatient centers are located near you, so you can achieve recovery close to home. Plus, we offer outpatient telehealth services. If you are suffering and don't know where to turn, we want you to know that you are not alone. At Recovery Centers of America, we will answer your call 24/7. Call 1-888-RECOVERY now. That's 1-888-RECOVERY.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis for Advantage Gold. Investing and protecting your retirement is a real challenge these days. Raging inflation, the hyper-volatile stock market. You don't have to sit and watch it all unfold. Thousands of retirees are safeguarding their retirements with physical precious metals like gold and silver inside their IRAs and 401ks. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the #1 highest-rated gold company on TrustLink 7 years in a row. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call Advantage Gold. 800-741-4653. Call 800-741-GOLD. Don't sit idly by while the stock market and inflation destroy your retirement savings. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call 800-741-4653. They'll answer all your questions, including if your current retirement account qualifies. Call 800-741-4653. Find out how easy it is to put precious metals in your IRA or 401k. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your investment professional before investing.
Train up a child in the way they should go. Well, you know the rest. It's a calling you take very seriously as a Christian parent. And Trinity Christian School in Forest Hills seeks to honor your commitment by working together with parents to prepare students who are academically sound and spiritually ready to take their place in the world through a classical approach to education that helps build a faith from which they will never depart. Trinity Christian School, one of the top K-12 schools in Allegheny County at trinitychristian.net.
We are everywhere on your radio at 101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh, at wordfm.com, the Word FM mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and Odyssey.
Did you know 40% of Pennsylvania homes have elevated levels of radioactive radon gas? Testing is the only way to know if your home is at risk, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3. First, buy a test kit from your local hardware store. Run the test in your home following the package instructions. act on your results if they're high. Contact a certified radon mitigation company for help. For more information, go to dep.pa.gov/radon. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Cloudy skies expected for tonight. We'll see a nighttime low of 56. Intervals of clouds and sun for tomorrow with a shower in the area. Tomorrow will reach a high of 74. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies with a couple of showers and a low of 60. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm. Watch for flooding on streets and poor drainage areas. We'll reach a high Sunday of 79. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Drew Shannon.
Sign of the times. The nation's largest newspaper chain is of the opinion that its opinion pages are alienating readers, and so they will become obsolete. The publisher of USA Today, Gannett Company, and more than 250 dailies, they also publish around the country, have begun to radically shrink and reimagine their editorial sections, publishing them on fewer days each week, and dropping traditional features such as syndicated columns and editorial cartoons. Even political endorsements and letters to the editor are being scaled back. The company's been pushing for this for some time. They become increasingly visible to readers that such a commitment of editorials formally recommended that a meeting in April that they would be going away, done with all opinion pages. They don't believe that we have the expertise to tell anyone what to think on most issues. They perceive us, quote, as having a biased agenda.
Well, that's what an opinion page is.
I'm sorry to see that, because as a kid, if you read the paper, as a young reader, you need to see different opinions about things.
Sure.
Especially the bigger names who made their livings as opinion writers, which there are still a handful of.
Tony Norman here in
Peggy
Pittsburgh.
Noonan, George Will,
right?
You name it.
Frank Bruni.
Yeah, and you're right. I'm glad you brought up Tony Norman. I don't always agree with Tony Norman.
Of course not.
Right?
Ruth Ann Baker.
Yeah.
Daily.
I mean, what are we doing? We're afraid to hear other people's opinions, so we shut them away?
I know. You know, they've got it totally backward. The problem is not the opinion page. The problem is that reporting sounds like opinion.
You got that
That's
right.
the problem.
Right.
They
it's
should
become so biased.
Yes. Just like, it's surprising to me that this is what they've decided to focus on. The real problem is the fact that we just want to hear a story. We don't want to hear your editorializing on the story until we get to the editorial page, and then we want to hear it.
Right.
So we just need a Chinese wall between them.
A clear line.
To use a legal term, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that there are so few reporters that are just reporting. We have Greg Clugston on our show every Monday. One of the reasons we love Greg, first of all, he's become a friend, but even before he was a friend, he just tells you what it is.
Right.
This is old style reporting. I don't know what Greg thinks about anything.
I don't know what his political persuasion is.
I know he likes Donna Summer and,
I mean, we forced
peanut
that
butter.
out of him.
Yeah, of course. But I don't know what he thinks about anything politically.
No. How about, the old days, and this is our friend Keith, letters to the editor.
Sure.
I mean, every guy, every person who, I'm going to share my 2 cents.
That's fine. It's not that opinion is wrong. It's that you shouldn't confuse opinion and fact. Mm-hmm. Keep them separate, but we need both.
I don't know. Why are we so afraid? Anyway, Gannett saying no more opinions, no more opinion writers in the paper. All right. But of course, the paper itself is a thing of the past as well.
Right. So and plus USA Today. It's not our favorite.
I'm not going to write that. Yeah. Okay, what's up next here?
Coming up next, the Week in Review.
Oh.
What was everyone talking about this week? What'd you eat? What we watched? What we listened to?
Hacked you off. Good news, bad news.
Nothing hacked me off.
Didn't it?
Pure as a wind-driven snow.
Jill.
All right, forget it.
101.5 WORD.
You're listening now, so we know you're a fan of the radio station.
I am a big fan.
And we want you to know that we appreciate you.
I am your #1 fan.
fun.
That's why we've developed the Word FM Fan Club. It's free to join, and once you do, you can take part in exclusive surveys and contests.
Yeah, I love contests.
Special offers.
Great giveaways.
Discounts. Freebies.
I'd like to win one of these contests.
Become a member today. Go to wordfm.com/fan club and sign up.
We're big fans.
The word around town is that Pittsburgh homeowners are choosing doing it right when it comes to their roofing, siding, and remodeling projects.
That's because since 1984, doing it right roofing, siding, remodeling continues to set the bar through clear communication and an installation that's second to none.
Doing it right employs only the most experienced professionals to install and oversee your project.
They'll stop at nothing to ensure your satisfaction, doing business honestly, taking no money down and no payment until the job is complete.
Doing it right will ensure that all work is installed to the industry's highest standards. Then back it all up with their lifetime workmanship warranty.
As a prestigious multi-award-winning Owens Corning Platinum contractor, as well as a VSI certified installation contractor, you can't go wrong with doing it right.
Mention John and Kathy for a discount off your estimate.
Call 724-NEW-ROOF for a free project evaluation or visit roofingcontractorpittsburgh.com.
Want it done right, call doing it right.
Are you over 65 or turning 65? Whether you're new to Medicare or already have a plan, important changes in Medicare take place every year that most Americans miss. Get your Medicare maximized with Chapter, a free service that makes sure you have the right plan now and continued concierge service whenever you need a change. At Chapter, we instantly compare thousands of plans from the most trusted insurers to find our members the best and most affordable plans for them. The right Medicare coverage for you, including plans to cover gaps in Medicare Part A and Part B. Important benefits like vision, dental, and prescription coverage that could save you thousands of dollars each year. Maximize your Medicare with Chapter, rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. The service is free, so call and speak with an advisor. Let us help your next chapter be the best one yet. Call 800-586-9222. 800-586-9222. 800-586-9222.
Here's to Eden Christian Academy's class of 2022 on being accepted at over 100 colleges and universities, on winning nearly $2.3 million in academic scholarships, to your National Merit Scholars who joined the top 1% of the nation, the senior athletes who were signed to play collegiate sports, and for your accomplishments in the arts, mock trial, community service, and more. Congratulations. Go forth and let your light shine. Eden Christian Academy, pre-K through 12th grade at EdenChristianAcademy.org.
It's been another week. That means it's time for John and Kathy's Week in Review. What was everyone talking about this week?
$5 a gallon for gas.
The hearings in D.C. last night and the attempt on Brett Kavanaugh.
What was a conversation that made you think?
Wednesday, 5:15.
I can't believe I picked the same one.
Kathy and Tim Keller. Pray for the Kellers, because right now Tim is undergoing some very brutal treatments.
His doctors told him to just prepare because this weekend he's going to be profoundly ill. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday. So please remember to pray for Tim, that he would be able to endure that the procedure would be successful.
Yep.
Be with Kath, everyone who loves Tim.
Always grateful for their presence on our show.
What did you eat?
Last night was family taco night.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
How often does that happen?
Not often enough is what I'll say.
Yeah?
Oh, man, always a home run. I was so happy to see those little things. Yeah.
Hard shell or soft?
Hard.
I never do hard.
What?
Never. Christy, no. Never,
What?
ever. Never,
Why?
ever hard.
No.
No.
Give me the crunch.
No, because it collapsed. The
No,
whole
no,
thing.
who cares?
It's like a.
You commit to being like, greasy and, but
No.
give me the crunch.
I love the soft.
No. Sorry, you guys.
Well, I think you're wrong about that.
What, he's being genteel all of a sudden? I don't think so.
I am.
Just crunch it.
I made shepherd's pie this week.
Oh.
And I haven't made shepherd's pie in, I'm telling you, years.
It's delish.
This is weird, but I got this new pan. It was my dad's, and it is carbon steel. And it has to be seasoned it's a skillet, before you can cook it. And the way you have to season it is with potato skins. So you use olive oil, salt, and potato skins.
What?
So I had to peel all these potatoes. And so then I had all these peeled potatoes and I had to do something with them. So I decided anyway, that's how the shepherd's pie is delicious.
You get leftovers?
Yes.
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 That is
so
super delish.
good.
No, it's not really a summer fair.
Not at all.
You're under the belt.
But when you
it's been kind of,
I have to do something with mashed potatoes. That's what came to mind.
Delish.
It was good.
What did you watch?
I am watching this really weird thing on Hulu.
Oh no, it's another dating show.
No, it's a spiritual cult show.
Wait, are they dating?
Not well. There's going to be soon here.
I knew it.
A little introduction. It's called The Deep End, and there's this woman. She's 30-something. Her name is Teal Swan.
That's her given name?
Yeah, I guess. Suffered apparently a decade of deep abuse. And coming out of this abuse, she has become a guru for a lot of people. She travels the country to these super high-end events. 1,000 people at a time will come see her.
To hear Teal Swan.
Mm-hmm. She's written several books. She does this trauma healing. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. Her methods that get people to revisit horrific memories, then get them to change their lives, has been called into question by people who feel that she's not qualified, but this cult-like leader, during a retreat, someone calls her out and says, I don't know if anybody holds you accountable here. She goes nuts. It's very, very weird. I mean, she's very attractive. Very focused. This made me laugh. I heard this last night when I was watching the episode. She says, this is crazy. She wants to be more spiritually influential than the Pope. And then she says this, people say that's not going to happen. Well, bleep that. It's going to happen. I mean, it's a wild thing. And it's a cult. You got to check it out. It's called The Deep End. It's on Hulu.
John comes up with stuff that I've never heard of.
It's really weird.
I watched The Courier, which is a movie starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Wait,
I know.
You're watching a movie?
I did.
Hold on.
I watched a movie.
A movie?
You guys, I watched a movie. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that economical?
It was.
Isn't that good?
It was over so fast, Christy. Maybe we should do that more.
No, it's very good storytelling.
No. Anyway, Benedict Cumberbatch and Rachel Brosnahan, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, yeah.
They star in it. It's a true story of a British businessman who in the 1960s became a courier for MI6.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have seen it?
Yeah.
How about that story?
It's a great story.
Can you believe what people do?
Yeah. I mean, will you do this? And the guy agreed to do this because his love of country.
Right.
It's wild.
And at first he says it's preposterous. And by the end, he's like, this is my duty.
Born to do.
This is my duty.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. Check it out. It's streaming live on Prime, The Courier.
Excellent.
What hacked you off?
Oh. Last night.
Yeah.
Last night, the theater of it all, which was really interesting.
We're talking about the January 6th hearings.
And then the response to that. I mean, that's crazy. We're never going to come to terms with this, are we?
Never.
As far as the East is from the West, was it an insurrection? Was it seditious? What about the former president? Where are we? I've lost all hope. I really have.
Yeah.
It hacks me off.
I think that we have two absolutely cataclysmic issues that we have to deal with in America right now. Well, several, but two that are come to mind right now. One is what happened on January 6th, and the other one is what almost happened to Brett Kavanaugh. Mm-hmm. And if either one of them had succeeded, it would have been catastrophic for the future of America. And I'm not being overdramatic. I truly think if either one of them would have succeeded, it would have been catastrophic. But the fact that they were attempted is also catastrophic. Mm. We are in a position in America that is delicate. And we must, this is my belief, we must come before God in humility and repentance and ask for his wisdom going forward. Because there should be more Republicans who are absolutely hacked off about January 6th, and there should be more Democrats that are absolutely hacked off that a Supreme Court justice was threatened.
It's not going to happen.
And it's not happening.
No, it's not going to happen.
So,
because we're all dug into our story.
Both things are sobering. So it's time for us to stand up and take notice.
What have you been listening to?
Okay, well, I'm sort of in this, you know how I dig into these like phases, and something happened this week where I was like, oh, here's a song. Oh, I know, about the Pentecost.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been listening to this album. This is from 1972. Here's Paul Simon.
Peace like a river ran through the city. Long past the midnight curfew, we sat starry-eyed. Oh, we were satisfied. Misinformation followed us like a plague. Nobody knew from time to time if the plans were changed.
I've never heard that before.
Haven't you?
Never heard it before.
If the plans were
This is one of my favorite albums. It's Paul Simon's first solo album. 1972. Him and Art Garfunkel broke up in 1970. And then, of course, Paul Simon went on his own. I mean, the body of work that the guy's capable of is just
I know.
off
He's
the
done
charts.
so much in his career.
But that solo album, it's basically that.
Yeah.
It's him, and it's very, very spare. And there's something interesting to me about Paul Simon that, you know, raised in a Jewish household. But I imagine Paul Simon touring around the country, especially early on. You know, this is pre-cell phone or, you know, pre-cable television. Him, you know, in a hotel room, pulling out the Bible, because so many of Paul Simon's songs have deep biblical references to them. I mean, he grew up in a Jewish household, but you see God, Yahweh, Jesus all over Paul Simon, that song.
Well, I've loved this song pretty much my whole life. But I went to see Jersey Boys last night, and so it's been on repeat in my head. So, Christy, hit it for us.
Please let me know that it's free. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Make you happy?
I love it. What year?
Oh, I don't know. He was on his own. This was after the Four Seasons.
Yeah. So late 60s,
maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. It's late
Don't
60s,
know.
68, 69, somewhere.
But what a great song.
Oh, man.
Anyway, love it so much.
Okay, so we're both sort of like in the oldies.
Yeah, exactly,
phase.
which is weird because I don't usually like that. But yeah, I'm happy to do it.
What was the best news you heard this week?
Oh, our neighborhood pool is open.
Is it really?
We have a nice pool. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money to go there. For years, of course, we used to buy the family pass. And now, of course, we're not doing that. But when I see the pool open, I know I'm going to go there. There'll be a couple of hot days this summer. Sit there and have myself, a creamsicle or a fudgesicle. Hop in the water for a few hours. Very nice. The pool is open. Summer is here.
The best news I heard, I mentioned it at 5 o'clock, being in the Benedum, seeing live theater. Such an absolute treat. I'm so happy it's back.
And that's John and Kathy's Week in Review.
Year after year, it's the same routine. Drop off the taxes, pick up the taxes, leave a check. Maybe it's time to work with a business CPA who is less transactional and more relational. For Mike Radich and the team at MGR CPA and Consultants, it's about more than crunching the numbers. It's about getting the advice you need for complex tax issues and business solutions. It's just a better return. MGR CPA and Consultants. Honesty, integrity, always. At mgrcpa.com.
Families across the nation are experiencing the homeschool awakening. Join award-winning actor Kirk Cameron as he dives into the adventures of American families on a mission to put fun and faith back into learning. The homeschool awakening follows the homeschooling journeys of different families, explores the ins, outs, and the necessity of parents regaining control of their children's education. Kirk Cameron presents the homeschool awakening exclusively in theaters 2 nights only, Monday, June 13th and Tuesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. local time. For tickets and information, visit the homeschoolawakening.com.
Here's to Eden Christian Academy's class of 2022 on being accepted at over 100 colleges and universities, on winning nearly $2.3 million in academic scholarships, to your National Merit Scholars who joined the top 1% of the nation, the senior athletes who were signed to play collegiate sports, and for your accomplishments in the arts, mock trial, community service, and more. Congratulations. Go forth and let your light shine. Eden Christian Academy, pre-K through 12th grade at EdenChristianAcademy.org. If a super flexible schedule, great benefits, paid time off, and a signing bonus sound good, consider NAMS Transportation. NAMS has provided safe transportation to Northern Allegheny County and Pittsburgh seniors for over 40 years. Van drivers start at $17 an hour, sedan drivers at $14 an hour, plus a $2,000 signing bonus for part-time drivers and a $4,000 signing bonus for full-time. Must be 25 or older, no CDL required. Call 412-406-8611 today.
Starting stronger starts at AutoZone, where they've got battery solutions in the form of free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Plan now to join Word FM Tuesday, August 16th aboard the Gateway Clippers Empress for another fabulous dinner cruise. From 6:30 to 9, relax in the company of fellow believers as you enjoy a fantastic dinner buffet, music, and stunning views of the city skyline. The Ride Home's John and Kathy will be your cruise directors for this amazing night, sponsored by Trinity Jewelers. Don't miss the boat. Last year's event completely sold out. Reserve now at wordfm.com/dinnercruise.
101.5 WORD-FM Pittsburgh. On your smart speaker by saying, play the word Pittsburgh. And on your phone via the Word FM mobile app, iHeart, TuneIn, and Odyssey.
Looks to be a pretty nice weekend weather. Things to do.
Ton of stuff to do.
Lots of stuff. Arts festival going on downtown, right?
Yep.
But of course, the
but it's not at the point like it used to be.
No, it's. I like it where
we're
it
going to call it the One River Arts Festival.
Mm-hmm. Or the Penn Avenue Arts Festival, right? Kenny Chesney in town.
That's right.
Christy, you going?
I wish I was going.
You wish?
I've never been to a Kenny Chesney concert. That's like the one country concert I've never been to.
Really?
You could go with 60,000 of your closest friends.
I could.
I'm not going there. It sounds to me like it's just a drunken riot.
Well, you don't have to go to the tailgate. You can just go to the concert.
Yeah, but they're coming in from the tailgate, right? I don't know, whatever. But here's me. I'm not going.
Well, because, once you reach a certain age, as you say.
You reach a certain age. World Square is downtown, welcoming all of Pittsburgh's neighbors, happening 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock Friday through Sunday. The event is held at the same time as the Arts Festival, of course. Feature arts, crafts, music, dance, and cuisine from international communities. Items include Greek, Cameroon, Filipino, Mexican, Turkish, Afghan, Salvador, food and art.
I love that.
That's very nice. Open air. The Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, a series of celebration performing arts, Allegheny Riverfront along 19th Street in Sharpsburg, will feature the PBT Company. And that is shows 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock Friday, and 4:30, 8 o'clock on Saturday. Very nice indeed.
Fun.
Summer Safari at the aforementioned zoo. And event kicks off the summer season for the zoo. Tickets are $90 though. What else? Oh, pizza pies. Good Taste Pittsburgh Pizza Fest, a slight of delish at the East End Brewing Company in Larimer.
Nice. Oh, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. Lots of pizza available. Very nice. So this
also, Jersey Boys of the Benedum.
Right.
Here's the thing. If you're going downtown for any of these things, especially if it's something that has a start time, I we made it with about 30 seconds to spare because getting into downtown this weekend is going to be a real challenge. So just give yourself a lot of extra time and be ready to be frustrated because every street I tried to turn on was closed.
Plus, they're closing the Parkway East inbound.
Right. So you're not going to be able to get off in Oakland this whole weekend coming from the east, which will be, forget Bates Street, forget that whole sector.
Or you could stay home and sit in your backyard.
That's right, which might be might be the best option.
That's what I'm thinking about.
I don't know. You could listen to Kenny Chesney in your backyard.
I don't think so. I will.
Okay.
What the heck? I'll just sit there and watch the birds.
All right, fine. That's just good.
Very nice.
Anyway, when I was making my way downtown last night for the show, I totally underestimated what it was going to take for me to actually acquire a parking space.
What do you mean? Money-wise?
No. Just as far as getting to the parking. I even had free parking.
Oh.
It was just getting there. So you've got you've got Roberto Clemente Bridge closed. Right?
Penn Avenue
All
closed.
of Penn Avenue closed. I didn't realize Penn Avenue was totally closed, but it's completely closed.
Yep.
The cross street
all closed.
At 9th closed. Because that's where the main stage is. So it's very hard to get anywhere down there.
So you abandon your car and run.
Oh, my gosh. So start at the convention
That's a
center.
good problem to have.
It is a good problem.
Because last year and the year before, we're like, where is everybody?
There was nobody doing anything.
It just feels good to be downtown, period, right?
It does.
I
wonder if anybody down at the Point is thinking, I kind of missed that arts festival.
I would think so, right? But I like this new setup. I really do.
I'm going to try it. Is this the last weekend for it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep. Get on out there. Enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend.
The Ride Home with John and Kathy, a production of Salem Media Group.